what's going on, Future Doc family? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello. My name is Kristyn. I'm a first-year medical student, and welcome to my first vlog. I'm going to be vlogging for you guys today. I got some requests on what it's like as a pre-matriculation student, and I'll explain more about that later as to what pre-matriculation program is. I'm just going to take you through my day. It's not going to be that exciting because I'm at home, so everything is on Zoom, but I figured it would at least be helpful for y'all to see a little something. So hopefully you guys like this. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all in a second. So y'all, this is my daily setup, you know, nothing fancy. Don't mind. I got a puzzle back there. Yeah, my parents haven't finished it yet. We in the dining room table. But yeah, so here is my schedule. So the pre-matriculation program is a month long. So we have June 1st down to July 1st, okay? And this is our schedule or our calendar, whatever. So today it is the 26th. We have anatomy at 10. We have the pulse, which I'll talk about later, at 1. We have a very full day today. A lot of things got pushed back. We have cultural competency at 2, pulse again at 3, TA review at 4, and then optional group study at 7. So that's what we do every day. It's typically the same type of schedule. And yeah. So I'm currently late for class, so I will catch you guys afterwards. After anatomy, I'll tell you guys what we learned and all that stuff, and we'll see how much information I can retain. See y'all.
The other half of flexor digitorum profundus is innervated by the median nerve, as is flexor pollicis longus and pronator quadratus, which we're not really concerned with. Today, I want you to know where the ulnar nerve is, because if you know where the ulnar nerve is, you now know the entire forearm. The ulnar nerve comes in behind that medial epicondyle. It passes, when it goes through the carpal tunnel, comes out, and it's about right there. And the median nerve gives off this little twig that's very superficial. It's almost just underneath the skin, and that's called the recurrent median.
Look at the babies. Hi, guys. Hi. Berkeley, hello. Hi. All right, guys, so class is done for now. We have an hour break, and I'm kind of tired, so I'm going to make my favorite coffee. If y'all aren't hip to the Dalgona coffee, I'm about to put you on. I'm about to show y'all how to make this real quick, because this is my favorite. It's really convenient for when you don't have access to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, like myself right now, because I don't have a car.
How you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
But yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys how to make Dalgona coffee. You need 4 things. It doesn't take long, and I'm gonna just walk y'all through this, okay? All right, y'all, so we're here. I got all my ingredients ready. So you really just need 3 things, but I do my coffee, I'm a little particular, so I have 5 ingredients. So first we have our instant coffee. Now, I only have 2 because I'm trying not to do too much with the caffeine. So I have caffeinated and decaffeinated coffee. Yeah, but you can use whatever you want. We got hot water, just boiled in the microwave. And then we have sugar. So you just gotta do equal parts of everything. We're going to do 3, and this is a tablespoon and a half, but like I said, it's equal parts. So I'm gonna just do 3 scoops. So with the 2 coffees, I'm gonna do 2 of these and 2 of these. Make it simple. Okay, so we have our coffee, our water, and now I'm gonna rinse this off. Now I'm gonna go into the sugar and do 4 scoops. So now we just get our hand mixer. You could use a, what you call that? What is that called? A whisk. You could use a whisk too, but that takes more time and more effort, and I don't really want an arm workout right now, so we just gonna mix it. All right. So we are finished. this is what, whoa, don't want to spill it. This is what it looks like. And it should be like really like, you know, fluffy, whipped. You feel me? I have to drink my dalgona coffee out of a mason jar because everything just, it's just better with the mason jar, you know? So I have my ice and I'm gonna just like move it around because the cup is still hot. So I want it to, you know, get to a colder temperature. I don't want everything to be melting so fast. Let me just. All right, so now for the fun part. We're gonna have our caramel and we're going to line our cup like they do at Starbucks, okay? Just real cute, real cute. Let's see if I can get this on camera, okay? Come on. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, that's all cool. We got ice like halfway. Now get your milk of choice. I use almond milk, but honestly, it don't matter. Fill that joint up. I'm gonna show you to where I fill it up in a second. So like right there, because the rest is gonna be coffee. Because this stuff is strong. This stuff is strong. So the milk to coffee ratio, it needs to be pretty high, okay? Now I'm going to take my spoon. I don't have a spoon. Okay. Got a spoon. Now we're just going to pour it inside. Make sure you guys can see. Oh. Oh, yeah. So, boom. Honestly, I'm going to just add a little more because why not? Just fill it up. Here we go with our dalgona coffee. Isn't she lovely? Ooh. Isn't she lovely? And thanks for watching this episode of Cooking with Kay. Hi, guys. Say hello to YouTube. Hey, hello. What's good, homie? What's good? Okay, Lulu. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're going up. She didn't lick it, did she? I don't. Oh gosh. All right, guys. So it is currently 12:50, and for the next like 4 hours, I'm gonna be in class. So first we have our pulse class. I forgot what pulse stands for, but it's like our mindfulness class. I'm just gonna lead our class in like, and it's really short, like 3-4 minutes, in a mindfulness activity. So mine is called counting sets of 4 breaths. So I'm gonna just walk everybody through that exercise, say why it's important. We have a reflection, like we have a book that talks about everything. So asking questions afterwards. So this is kind of like if they were my patients, this is how I would do it. So it's interesting. Like we're all doing mindfulness, but like virtually, so it's kind of weird, but it's cool. Now, after our mindfulness class, we have our cultural competency class, and this is one of my favorite classes. So, and I keep saying classes, they're honestly like electives because we have each elective like once a week, but our main class, which is anatomy right now, is every day. So with cultural competency, we usually watch like a video that talks about some type of like discrepancy with the healthcare system and someone's like culture and values. So for example, the first one we watched, it was a family from Asia, and it was a grandmother, a mother, and then the daughter was a patient. So the grandmother wanted to uphold like her values and beliefs and do things a certain way in regards to the granddaughter's health, but the mother of the child was kind of like torn between, okay, do I follow my grandmother's instructions or do I listen to the doctor and have my daughter get the surgery? It's really important to understand like how people's cultures influence their behaviors, especially in the healthcare system. So as physicians, as any healthcare professional, we have to be aware of those and just be able to present all of the information that we have, be transparent, and at the end of the day, it's up to the patient to figure out what they want to do. So that's what we're learning there. After that, we have another Pulse class because our scheduling got jacked up this week, so we're having Pulse like twice today. And then after that, at 4, we have an optional TA review. So with the TA reviews, they're not typically optional, but with this one, basically talk about our main class, so which would be anatomy, and we go over like cases and problems, stuff like that, just to practice the material that we were given that day. I learned medical school, it's all practice. Like you can't just sit there at a lecture, listen, take your notes, and then just go over the notes for the rest of the week. Like, no, you have to do practice questions because they're really gonna help you understand like the concepts that you need to get, and it's gonna help things stick a little better. So questions, that's why we have the TA reviews. The TAs are awesome. They're M2, so they've already gone through all of this before. But I'm about to start my pulse class, and I will see you guys later.
Physical activity, alcohol use, and diet. Health is also largely influenced by the conditions in which people are born, grow, live, work, and age. These include their social and community networks, the socioeconomic, cultural, and environmental conditions that people live in, and also health systems. These are collectively called the social determinants of health.
Alright guys, so my day is almost done. We have one more class left at 4. It's 3:42 right now. We just had 2 hours of like mindfulness activities, and it was nice. I was just about to fall asleep, like, but I guess that's the point of mindfulness, right? Clear the mind, you know, bring down your heart rate, get you real calm, and try to take a nap. But we have one more class. We have a review with our TAs going over the posterior forearm. Y'all, we're learning about the brachial plexus and the axillary artery and all of these nerves and arteries in the arm, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So one strategy that I recommend, like when you're starting med school, or, you know, if you have to memorize a whole bunch of stuff, is like chunking everything or trying to make mnemonics, and they're literally a lifesaver. Like, for example, for the brachial plexus, I looked up something on YouTube, like a mnemonic on YouTube, and he had this whole thing. Like, I have to tell you guys, because this is kind of wild, but it's pretty cool. I drew out the brachial plexus, right? So there's like 5 types of divisions, you can say, or like branch points. So you have the roots, the trunks, the divisions, the cords, and the branches. So a mnemonic that you can use to memorize the order of those are read that damn cadaver book. And then what we use is your hand. So there are 5 roots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these roots are C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. They're all, you know, spinal cord, or they're the vertebrae. So the cervical vertebrae, and then 1 from the thoracic vertebrae, right? So the next saying is 3 musketeers assassinate 5 rats, 5 mice, and 2 unicorns. Now this sounds crazy, but they say the crazier it is, the more it'll like stick in your brain. So the 3 musketeers stand for 1, 2, and 3, like I mentioned. So C5, C6, C7, and they innervate the musculocutaneous nerve. So that's where you get musketeers from. Then you have assassinate. So when you look at your hands, when you assassinate something, you're like shooting. So you have 1 and 2, C5 and C6. And assassinate begins with an A, and so does axillary nerve. So C5 and C6 innervate the axillary nerve, or like that's where it stems from. Then we have 5 rats, 5 mice. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. They attach to the radial nerve and the median nerve. Then we have 2 unicorns, U ulnar nerve. So you get the gist. So that's pretty cool. Like, that has really like stuck with me, and now I know how to answer questions if it's about the brachial plexus. And it's just like, yeah, I know this stuff. And I advise that you draw out things, because if you can draw it and then explain it, they always say if you can teach somebody something on like a 5th, 6th grade level, then you got it. Like, it's stuck with you. You know what you're talking about. So then there's one for the axillary artery. So, and this is also from that YouTube page. Here we go. So the acronym for this is a little risque, but like I said, the more crazy it is, the more it'll stick. So 60s teens love sex and pot. And those are the 6 branches from the axillary artery. And there's 3 different like subdivisions. So you have 1, which one thing branches off of the axillary artery. In segment 2, you have 2 things that branch off. And then, you guessed it, 3, you have 3 branches. So 60s begins with the S, so that's the supreme thoracic. Teens are thoracoacromial. Love with the L is lateral thoracic. Sex, S, subscapular. and anterior humeral circumflex, and pot posterior humeral circumflex. Then from teens, you have to know the branch points from the thoracoacromial. The acronym for that is teens grow up and die. So now you know that the T, the thoracoacromial, I don't know if you can see it, there you go, goes up. So teens grow up and die. So die is important because you have the 4 branches from the T. You have clavicular, acromial, deltoid, and pectoral. So those, if you put those first letters together, you have cadavers are dead people, CADP. So teens grow up and die, and then cadavers are dead people. Then there's another one. So for S, the 4th branch from the axillary artery, the one that's going down, the saying is when sex goes down, it's a big deal. So it's going down, and it's a little thicker. It's like a trunk, and then it branches out into 2 arteries. You have the scapular circumflex and the thoracodorsal. So that's just an example of how you gotta really be creative and use your brain so things can stick. Trying to get the big picture, and you will hear big picture so much. It's kind of annoying at this point. With my class right now, like all of us, we have a group that's called Don't Get Stuck in the Weeds, because
our professor had told us that she want to focus on the forest and you don't want to get caught up in all the branches and the weeds and stuff. Then when we took physiology, we got questions about the weeds. So that's just a little insider. Don't get stuck in the weeds.
So now one more class. It's optional, but I'm gonna go because I like that extra practice. I feel like you can't have too much practice. So we're gonna do this anatomy review, and I will see you guys later. Guys, I am tired. My day is done. It is 5 o'clock. I'm gonna take a break. Like today was back to back to back. Like, woo, child. I just wanted to show you guys what a typical lecture would look like. So this is what we did today. We talked about deep hand and posterior forearm. And this one is 49 slides. And it's a lot of pictures, you know. You're gonna learn how to focus on the big picture stuff and not so much on the minor details that are not really gonna be tested. It's a lot to take in, but you gotta focus on what your professor is stressing during lecture. A lot of professors will have like practice exams and like question banks for you so you can see what they're really focusing on, so you can know what to study and what to understand. Now, as far as like how I'm studying for anatomy right now, I have been doing a lot of practice questions. We have this thing called Anatomy TV through our school library. You can do like a little dissection kind of thing. You can tear away like superficial layers. You can go deeper to see what's there. You can see what nerves and arteries innervate different muscles and what bone attaches to what bone. So that's really helpful. Also during lecture, I'll write down some things that like I didn't know or that the professor stressed a lot. When we were doing like our TA review and we got questions, if I got it wrong, I wrote it down so I can focus on it. That's another good strategy that I use. Honestly, I don't have like a legit study strategy. Like everything is all over the place. And I mean, that's the beauty of the pre-matriculation program, because you get to see what works for you and what doesn't. You get to try out new things, and none of this counts. None of it. Now, you don't want to fail. It's really allowing me to like get a routine, have a set bedtime, have a set wake up time. I'm trying to get my workouts in. So here are all of our classes. The first class we did was biochemistry, and each one was like a week or maybe like 9 days. And then we did physiology, and now we're ending the program with anatomy. And then the rest of these courses are like the electives. So cultural competence, PCM or practice of clinical medicine, pulse check, which is our mindfulness class, the clinical topics, and then our book discussion. But all of these electives that I just went over, we have those once a week. Clinical topics, that was mostly like how do we talk to our patients about like smoking cessation, obesity, and we also talked about colon cancer. For our book discussion, we read No Apparent Distress. Now, if you are following me on Instagram, I talked about this book I did like a little insert. It's about, I think her name is Rachel Pearson. She is an MD. And she talked about her journey through medical school, and she grew up in a lower socioeconomic area, and just like how her experiences were, how she learned about different cultures, how your socioeconomic status influences your health, and just all these different things. And it's a very, very good book. Like I said, it's called No Apparent Distress. I highly recommend that you read this book. Then we also had Practice of Clinical Medicine. So this is PCM, and we take this class like during, I think all 4 years, or at least the first 2 years of medical school. And it's really teaching you like how to doctor, like how to be a doctor. So we talk about like HPI, social history, family history, how to get the chief complaint, how to ask all these questions and why, how to do a physical. It's really like the foundation of how to be a doctor. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it wasn't as like exciting because it's all in the comfort of my home. But when I get on campus, I will show you guys my school. I'll give you guys better vlogs whenever outside opens up. But I'm gonna give y'all all the information I can just so you can see what the life is like of a medical student. But thank you guys so much for watching. You know, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, join the family, you feel me? And I will catch you guys on my next video. See ya.